All right, ladies and gentlemen, what is going on, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball video. I don't really know what to call this one yet, but this video is going to be surrounding the new Dragon Ball game project Age 1000. Yes, this was the big new game announcement from the Genki Diamond event this past weekend, and while we did do our initial reaction to the announcement trailer, I want to go a little bit more in depth, maybe take a little bit closer of a look at the trailer and go over some things that we briefly talked about during the stream. Now, for right now, whether people want to call this Xenoverse 3 or not, and I've seen some people online already getting kind of tight for whatever reason at people calling this Xenoverse 3, nobody knows just yet. We've seen the initial announcement trailer where they showed us no gameplay footage whatsoever. We will see more at Battle Hour in a couple of months, but for right now, whether people want to call it Xenoverse 3 or not, that's still up in the air. But for right now, let's see what the official Bandai Namco website has to say about the official announcement for this new Dragon Ball project set for 2027. So this is gonna say a brand new Dragon Ball world shaped by Akira Toriyama is here, and I always love hearing that Akira Toriyama had his hand in whatever was Dragon Ball related before his passing. I know it's been a little while now since his passing, but apparently this has been in development for quite a while. And if you guys remember from some of the leaks that we saw on Twitter before the Genki Diamond 3 event, people were rumoring that Xenoverse 3 had been in development for quite a long time as well, about as long as this game. So there are some of the parallels right there that this could very well be Xenoverse 3. Bandai Namco Entertainment announced the latest Dragon Ball game project, Age 1000, at the Dragon Ball Genki Diamond Studio event held on Sunday, January 2026. Now, January 25th, 2026, excuse me. Dragon Ball game Age 1000. The world of Dragon Ball continues to expand with a brand new Dragon Ball world and its entirely original characters, all brought to life by Akira Toriyama, and its entirely original characters with an S. So this guy right here, and we still don't even know his name yet, he isn't going to be the only original character that's going to be in this game. All brought to life by Akira Toriyama. Set for 2027, the Age 1000 project will introduce even more unique characters as the adventure unfolds. In a revealed trailer, fans can witness the debut of a never-before-seen character designed by Akira Toriyama himself within the world of Dragon Ball Age 1000. But for right now, let's go ahead and take a little bit of a closer look at this trailer and see if there's anything specific we can point out. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that this isn't too loud for you guys. I know in some of these other videos that I've done, the trailer has kind of competed with my voice a little bit too much. I'm gonna try to make sure that I take care of that immediately. So hopefully at Battle Hour we'll at least learn this guy's name. I've already seen some people try and speculate maybe who this character could be and how he's, you know, tied into or related to other characters. But with him being an original character, look at that swag right there. Oops, wrong frame. Look at that swag right there, man. With him being a game original character, I don't really know how you could speculate him being related to anybody within the Dragon Ball story that we already have. Like, you would just literally have to be pulling that out of your ass at this point, right? Which I guess that's the fun of speculation. And we do know that this guy is a Saiyan, so there's only so many people that he could be related to. But for right now, I don't know. I don't really, we know he's a Saiyan. Like I said, he's gonna transform into a Super Saiyan later on in this trailer. But as of right now, we have no clue even what this guy's name is, right? He has a little bit of a Great Saiyaman-esque colorway going on right here. I still don't know what GS stands for. Maybe some of you guys know if it has anything to do with Dragon Ball Online, which we will talk about here in a little bit. But I'm not as knowledgeable about Dragon Ball Online as I am about stuff like Fighters or Kakarot Sparking Zero and things like that. So if you guys can teach me anything about Dragon Ball Online in the comments, I would love to see that. This guy got some swag though, I can't even lie, man. The memes with this guy have been going crazy over the past few days. It's been a minute since I've seen a meme blow up like that. Yeah, that's like to me at least, that's a new symbol. I haven't seen that before. I forgot they went stupid with this music in this trailer. I almost forgot, man. Look at the walk, bro. See, at this point right here is when I thought he was a time patroller. This is when I thought he was a time patroller because he's decked out in the Capsule Corp gear. So obviously he has a relationship with somebody within Capsule Corp, right? Could be Bulma. A lot of us are thinking it's probably Trunks. He has a little bit of a Trunks-ish look going on right here. He's a Saiyan. I don't think this is Trunks' son or anything like that. That would be crazy if it is, but we'll see. but it is at this moment where I thought he was a time patroller. All right, so now he's activating like the training room. This looks like something straight out of Invincible, and I've seen something like this in Marvel comics as well. Specifically in the, I think it's like Predator Kills the Marvel Universe, when the X-Men are training in this little chamber type room and they're fighting like these hologrammed robots and things like that. So this is what this reminds me of. This is like the advanced version of the gravity chamber, I think, or something like that, right? I'm glad that they're bringing back those sound effects. That sound effect right there, that clash sound effect, that sound is so good. And look at this guy, bro. I hope the gameplay looks something relative to this, because this is so freaking clean right here, man. Look at how good this looks. Now, obviously, gameplay footage isn't gonna look like this. Oh, and did you guys see the little the pixelization right here, the hologram when he hit him? So I'm guessing this is gonna be like an effect that happens when you're fighting these I don't even know what to call them, not robots, but like holograms, I guess, you know, like I don't even know what to call them in game. This will probably be like a training area for us or something like that. This is what I'm speculating, at least. Brought back all those sound effects. I love it. And then the music comes back. Who is that? Oh, you know what, guys? You know what? You know what? I think, hold on. I think that might be Trunks. Now, if this is a couple of centuries afterwards, probably not. This is probably like a descendant of somebody within, you know, obviously some descendant of the Brief family. This, if it's centuries after Dragon Ball Super, this obviously isn't going to be Trunks. So I'll take that back right now. Unless this is Time Patroller Trunks, right? That could definitely be a thing. But if this is somebody already within the training room in Capsule Corp, which is where I'm guessing he's at, this is probably some descendant of the Brief family, if I had to guess. Maybe the new CEO of Capsule Corp or something like that, who at this point definitely has some Saiyan blood within him, right? Or maybe this guy is the descendant of the Brief family and we just don't know it yet. Either one of these could be the case. Maybe this is Zeno Trunks, you know, doing his time patrol thing. Who knows? I'm just speculating right now like everybody else. And he obviously knows who this is. All right, so now we're gonna get the scene where we see everybody from the history of Dragon Ball all the way up to Goku right here. And there we go, Super Saiyan, whatever the hell his name is, right? I think that might be Super Saiyan 2, actually. And that is our reveal announcement trailer for Dragon Ball game project Age 1000. We have a lot to look forward to at Battle Hour this year, guys. Obviously, the regular stuff. We probably won't see any. Maybe we'll see some DLC content for Sparking Zero here, since the DLC, the first DLC for season 2 is supposed to drop over the summer. So this will probably be when they maybe have a trailer or something like that. Summer technically starts in what, like June? So we have April, May, June. Maybe they'll show something a month out from there. Who knows? I know we're supposed to be getting the survival mode for Sparking Zero around this time probably, so they'll more than likely show that there as well. Obviously, you have the mobile games, but this is what everybody's going to be looking for. Is this going to end up being Xenoverse 3? Who is this character right here? Who was that stepped up to him in the trailer right here? Once again, I'm thinking one of these guys has to be a descendant of the Brief family. So now let's go on to, since we finally got through the trailer again, there's a lot to break down right there. Especially, I like how they brought back all the sound effects and things like that. The combat looks like it could potentially be really well done. Obviously, you know, again, that wasn't gameplay footage or anything like that, but if the combo system looks like anything we saw there, the only thing that I'm kind of maybe iffy about, the blast didn't look all that good right there. So hopefully it looks a lot better in game. This is obviously like a cutscene or something like that, cut specifically for an announcement trailer. So hopefully in whatever we see from Battle Hour, whether it be gameplay, whether it be another trailer, or just going over, you know, certain systems and things like that, that we'll just see more for the game and we can actually have a educated opinion or judgment about all of this. So now I want to go over here to Outlook Respawn, because they actually wrote a little bit of an extensive article. This is probably the longest article I've seen on a Dragon Ball game project Age 1000 so far. So what they're gonna say is Dragon Ball Age 1000, Bandai Namco confirms new 2027 RPG release. And I think this is the first time that I've heard somebody call this an RPG release. We're kind of just speculating up till this point, because I remember saying even in the stream that based off of that trailer, we don't even know what genre of game this is. So whether they're just throwing that out there just to say it, or they have some type of inside source that knows this is going to be an RPG release, that's still yet to be seen, right? So this is going to start off by saying, in a massive reveal that is shaking the anime gaming world, Bandai Namco Entertainment officially announced Dragon Ball game project Age 1000 this past weekend. Unveiled during the Dragon Ball Genki Dynasty event on January 25th, 2026, this ambitious new title is scheduled for a worldwide release in 2027. Moving away from the traditional retellings of Goku's past adventures, this game promises to transport players to a never-before-seen world set roughly 1,000 years after the events of Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super. So yeah, that definitely wasn't Trunks unless it was Trunks. The most touching and significant aspect of this announcement is the deep involvement of the late franchise creator Akira Toriyama. According to franchise executive Akio Iyoku, the development on Dragon Ball Age 1000 began approximately 6 to 7 years ago, with Toriyama heavily integrated into the project's conceptual phase. Before his passing in 2024, Toriyama personally crafted the game's original setting and designed unique characters. This project stands as a testament to his enduring legacy, ensuring his signature style defines this new adventure for years, even years later. The announcement trailer gave fans their first look at the game's original protagonist, a mysterious warrior wearing Capsule Corp gear emblazoned with the initials GS. While the narrative emphasizes originality, it honors the past in a striking way. As the camera zooms into the new hero's eyes, flashes of iconic legends like Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, Frieza, and Beerus appear just before the character erupts into a Super Saiyan transformation. Bandai Namco has promised that the game will introduce even more unique characters as the adventure unfolds, blending mythological tones with the thrill of discovery. Hardcore fans will recognize the date Age 1000 as a critical timeline in Dragon Ball lore. Previously, the setting for the MMORPG Dragon Ball Online released in select Asian markets in 2010. Dragon Ball Online explored a future where the Saiyan bloodline had spread across Earth and Goku's legacy had faded into legend. While that game's servers have long since shut down, its concepts influence heavily the popularity of Dragon Ball Xenoverse series. However, unlike Xenoverse or Sparking Zero, which relies on time travel fan service, this new project emphasizes a narrative completely detached from the well-trodden anime canon. Gamers eager to see the combat mechanics and narrative depth in action will need to wait just a few months. Bandai Namco confirmed that the next major information drop is scheduled for Dragon Ball Games Battle Hour 2026 on April 18th and 19th at the Shrine Auditorium in Los Angeles, as reported by Polygon. This event will likely clarify the platforms for release and provide a deeper look at the GS protagonist, with the franchise celebrating its 40th anniversary. Industry watchers note that this 2027 release is poised to be a major highlight for the next generation of Dragon Ball gaming. Now, I can't remember for certain, but did they specify that this was going to be an RPG game at the announcement, like while they were talking? Did Iyoku say that? I'm not too sure, but either way, we're going to be here for this. So the main highlights to keep in mind for this article were that Dragon Ball game Age 1000 releases next year and features original world building and characters created by Toriyama. Set centuries post-anime, so like I said, more than likely, unless that was Trunks, that probably wasn't Trunks walking up behind him, but one of those guys was definitely a descendant of the Brief family, and we know that the guy that we saw in the GS Capsule Corp gear, he is definitely a Saiyan. Bandai Namco will unveil the first gameplay details for Dragon Ball Age 1000 in April in Los Angeles. So now let's go over here and read a little bit about Age 1000 in specifically when it comes to the Dragon Ball Online lore. So this is on the Dragon Ball Wiki, obviously. This is going to say that in Dragon Ball Online during Age 1000, Earth is divided into pieces. There are enemies such as the Time Breakers, led by Toa and Mira, who we're all familiar with already, the evil Dark Namekians, led by first Naruk, the Red Ribbon Army, led by Androids 9, Dr. Gero, and General Bond, and the Pela Gang, a gang similar to the Pilaf Gang, and each party with sinister goals on their own. So we could be potentially expecting something like this, since this is Age 1000 as we know right now within Dragon Ball game project Age 1000, but we'll have to wait until Battle Hour to see. Future Trunks travels to this time in order to collect members for the Time Patrol. This could be interesting. So that could, like I said when we were watching the trailer, that still could potentially be Xeno Trunks, the Time Patroller, going and, you know, entering age 1000, doing whatever duties he had to do. Next point is going to say Earth is the central location and starting time in Dragon Ball Online. As we pretty much saw from that, guy was in Capsule Corp, if I'm not mistaken. The Time Patrol confront the evil Namekians and defeat Vibra, Gamelon, and Timebreaker Dark Namekian weak. The Time Patrol confront the Red Pants Army, excuse me, and the General Bond, Android 9, and Dr. Zero. Jalaya Timebreaker is also defeated. So going back up here, I call this the Red Ribbon Army. This is the Red Pants Army, excuse me. I was reading a little bit too fast. The Time Patrol confront Tau X's rebuilt Red Ribbon Army. This is the Red Ribbon Army, and defeat him and General White, the second generation. The Time Patrol defeated Cell X and his bio-android spawn, and a world martial arts tournament is also held with the youths participating and fighting each other. So while Dragon Ball Age 1000 will obviously be its own kind of story, I guess, hopefully it will have some elements of things that we already know about from Dragon Ball Online, and that will kind of give us a little bit of insight on what we can expect from this character, whoever's organization he's in, or whether he's acting alone, and possibly maybe we'll even see future Trunks or future Xeno Trunks make an appearance as well. There's a lot of questions that still need to be answered. I love the music in this trailer. I'm sorry guys, I gotta skip ahead to this. The music in this trailer, they went freaking nuts, man. But yeah, I still have a lot of questions. Is this guy a Time Patroller? Is he gonna be recruited to be a Time Patroller? Who is he related to within the Dragon Ball story already, since this is centuries after Dragon Ball Super even? Is he a descendant of the Brief family? Is he maybe related to Trunks in some way? What Saiyan is he directly in lineage of? All of these questions, or at least some of these questions, will probably be answered at Battle Hour this year, guys. So whether you're going or not, be sure you're tuned in, because we do not want to miss that. So many questions about who this young fella is right here and who approached him in this training room. One of the biggest questions. Who is this? We don't know yet, but anyways, guys, that is gonna do it for the video. I just wanted to go over Dragon Ball Age 1000 and what we know already a little bit more in depth, and just, you know, keep up the excitement for this title, because I know we've all been obsessed with like the Moral arc coming back, the Dragon Ball Super Beerus remake, the Sparking Zero season 2 DLC about to be announced in a couple of months probably. There's a lot of stuff going on. This one definitely had the least amount of information around it, so I want to just, you know, put some spotlight back on this. We're going to be getting more information about this before we see any of that anime or even the season 2 DLC for Sparking Zero probably. But anyways, fellas, have a great day. But anyways, fellas, that is going to do it for this one. Have a great day. Keep Dragon Ball game project Age 1000 in your thoughts, because it is around the corner as well. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out, my boys.